wow, Bree, that was, amazing. We just wanted to start, we were going to start already with gratitude because just being here is such a powerful experience, and I think what's made it so remarkable is this generosity of spirit, and that people are being vulnerable and sharing challenges and intentions and family stories and favorite drinks and what your superpower is, and it's just been an amazing experience. So we're so grateful to be here, and it's things like that that just make it really remarkable. So I want to thank Marilyn and your team and the board and amazing board and the amazing organizers who put it all together, and of course our co-sponsors. They've been all really amazing too. So yesterday we met you all with speed dating, and you got a little context for the little bouncy in your bag, which at some point you were probably a little confused about. And we were able to tell you how we're the Heidi's from Ripple Effects, and Ripple Effects have been doing this for 25 years. We've been making, we're a provider of digital suite of programs that provide social, emotional, learning, and behavioral and mental health supports for kids pre-K through grade 12. We've been doing that. We've been effective with it for a long time, and we believe in strong student voice. So we maybe made that clear too. We were saying that we believe that providing learners and the adults who work with them agency and the skills to make their life better, we believe that if you give that to them, that's the ripple, that's the drop that becomes the ripple of change that is so needed in this world today. So, and yesterday we also heard from so many amazing speakers. We heard about leadership and partnership and cyber safety, and I did have something pop up on my computer today, and I read it before I clicked it. I was like, I'm gonna read this warning, so you're making change right now. And we have heard a lot about feeling depleted and being stressed and needing to care for ourselves to be strong leaders. And that's what we're gonna focus on today. We're going to talk a little bit about self-care, which seems a little trite in some ways, but we're not talking about, like take a bubble bath. We're not talking about sort of the toxic self-care culture. We're talking about real self-care and real tools, and we want to offer a tool that we think can be a resource for you to access the calm part of yourself that you need to have when it's actually least accessible. So, yesterday, Anne shared a quote, and Anne, I'm sorry if I get this wrong, but this was my chicken scratch, but it was a powerful quote related to self-care. So it was, "Within you is a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time." Okay, so let's just listen to that maybe one more time, and I want you to notice in this setting how your body feels and how your mind feels in this setting where you've had self-care, where you've been physical or you've given yourself what you need. So if you just try to notice your body for a minute and your brain and listen that within you is a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time. And so I just really wanted to amplify that because it's really powerful, and it really sums up what we're going to talk about today related to bouncy. So I'm going to pass it over to Heidi for a bit.
So Heidi and everyone here, what do we do when we're not at Miraval with our friends, our girls, getting their support? What do you do? How do you take care of yourself? How do you bring that calm with you? And so today we're going to share what we're learning. I think we said to some of you yesterday that we're translationalists. We like to listen and learn, and we like to take it and kind of like honeybees populate it around and share kernels of wisdom. And so one of the things we're learning through our research and the work that we're doing with Bouncy is that we're learning from the students and from the teachers. They're reminding of us of an age-old wisdom, a strategy that's been used for a long time. And so Heidi had you do a little bit of noticing with your bodies, and now you're looking up here at this screen. And so what happens when you're sitting at a board meeting and you're listening to public comment and you're smiling and clenching your teeth? What happens when you think you're getting up at 5 a.m. to get ahead of your emails And you've already got 2 that have the word urgent in all caps in the subject line. And you're holding your breath that it's not an email that has something really serious about the kids that you're working with, some sort of, community tragedy. So what happens to your body? You feel it, right? Some of you feel it in your gut. Some of you feel it in your shoulders. Maybe your shoulders are already up here. Your heart starts beating. Maybe your breath gets shallow. Maybe your breath actually, you start holding it. We all respond to these stressors in different ways, and they can accumulate. But in the moment, how are we responding? And what we may have responded as if this is a fight, flight, or freeze situation. And so our brains, what do we need our brains to be doing right now? We need our brains to be in that creative mode, that creative problem solving. We need that frontal cortex. But guess what? Our brains are down lower in the amygdala, putting us into a real stressful situation. So today, we're solution providers. So we're going to actually come with something good. But before I started, as I was explaining this in the slide, I can see folks all of a sudden like losing that Miravel calm. So right now, I think we're just going to breathe out that stuff together. And the count of 4, just blow out. And then, as you're breathing in, turn to your left and turn to your right and look at your girl next to you and smile and breathe in that joy that they've given you. Breathe in that sense of encouragement. Blow out that crap. Breathe in that joy. All right? You know it. You know it. That's how it works. So I'm managing a microphone and notes and all of this. Well, here's our friend Bouncy. I've learned a lot from Bouncy and the kids that use Bouncy this year. And yesterday when we introduced Bouncy, we were talking a little bit about how Bouncy is helping young learners develop self-regulation skills. It helps kids feel safe, can have secure relationships, positive, secure relationships. And it's helping them learn and stay on task and get along with their friends and doing all sorts of things. But someone came up to me afterwards and said, well, you kind of mentioned transfer and generalization. How does that really happen? Because the truth is, don't we all need kids to be doing these skills that we're teaching them? Not when they're sitting there with the support, but when they're on the playground and somebody cuts in front of them, when their sibling grabs something out of their hand, when they're frustrated and doing task work at their desk and they need to stay focused, right? We need them to be able to use it in real time and not just when they've got a support next to them. And this is kind of coming back to that agency. We are always looking, how can we provide agency? And they're doing that. And the way that they're doing that is through a touchstone. They're doing it with the use of those plush, those bags that in your bags, that little plush. Kids we're seeing are putting them on their desks, and it's helping them, reminding them, acting as that prompt and cue when they're feeling frustrated to what can they do? Oh yeah, Bouncy's here with me, I can breathe. They're taking some of the mantras they hear in some of the, or the power phrases in the songs that they're learning. I can learn, breathing out, breathing in. I can be strong and calm.
This is Bouncy noticing, so a big part is he's noticing. We're teaching.
Noticing, choose your moves. There's all sorts of them, but they're reminding those when they're away. The bonus of this isn't it's just kids who are doing this. Teachers are telling us that they're actually starting to use Bouncy as a similar prompt and cue. How many of you have worked with early learners, our little kiddos? All right, so there's a lot of you here. So you know what that morning feels like when you have all your kids running in, 2 parents are asking you to do something extra special with the kids' lunch or drop off. You have just looked at an email from your principal asking you to, substitute because another teacher's absent. Oh, what else? Let's say someone missed their breakfast that they were supposed to get, and you need to get them food, or it's not going to work. I could keep going on. And then you're supposed to circle them all on a rug, and you're supposed to bring them to a learning space. Woo! I'm tired already. And so what Bouncy does what we've heard from teachers is they're also using bouncy as that touchstone. Because, okay, bouncy's cute, and I have a bouncy on my desk to remind me to blow out the crap and breathe in that joy.
In our office, sometimes you just hear, and you're like, uh-oh, someone's blowing crap out, so we all have ended up utilizing that more. So.
Yeah. So touchstones have been something that have been used for actually thousands of years. Originally, touchstones were a rock that was used, I see some heads nodding, we've got some geologists in the room, I like it, as a way to test the purity of metals. Over time, this has changed the definition and application of that word touchstones. In SEL, we often refer to touchstones with words like prompt and cues. We also use them as references. So touchstones can be really valuable to us when they are meaningful, when we feel connection to them, and they prompt the response that we want them to. So
yeah, we're going to do a table share, and this is our question for you is, so what is a touchstone you have that makes you feel relaxed? So we're going to do the table share and maybe turn and think, noticing where you're at now. So maybe it's something that you already have, like something that you use, or maybe it's an intention that you want, or maybe you might need to go to the store and buy a ring or a gem that you can bring home and use. I'm just saying.
She's really not getting any
I
peat
saw
of the
a beautiful
cuts.
one today, and that's going to be your touchstone so that you can remember it. So, I wanted to model it so what is my touchstone that makes me feel relaxed? And I think we want to add to this that it has to be something accessible. So, and ideally something healthy, I would maybe drink a bottle of wine to feel relaxed, but that's not the best coping mechanism. It might not, and it's not always accessible at work.
And it's not in real time. You can't
and
use
it's not actually the next day I don't feel relaxed. So, so for me, it's my dog, and that's not really cheating because she is accessible because I work at home entirely. And she's a Chihuahua Bulldog mix who thinks she's a lap dog. She's 25 pounds, so she's always on me, always near me. And when I need to blow out the crap, I just go to her and I snuggle. And sometimes I'll just take her and cuddle her on the bed. Sometimes I'll just laugh because she's so silly. And when I laugh, I'm laughing out the crap. So that's my touchstone. Heidi, what's yours?
My touchstone is the song, Ooh, Child, Things Are Gonna Get Easier. So the ooh actually helps me breathe out. And by the time I get through the first verse, I just all of a sudden, I'm like, and it's self-talk to myself. So I use that song. The ooh is a natural breath work for me. And so that's mine. So we're going to invite you at your tables to spend about, 20 seconds each to share if you have a touchstone. If you don't, that's okay.
This is crowdsourcing. This is sharing. We want to share resources and ideas. So if you can think of, I know you have a beautiful ring. If you have something, share it. So then we'll check in. Okay, let's see. So that was loud. So let's see if anybody wants to share out something that they thought was of theirs, or if they want to nominate someone, or if they heard something that was really exciting and different. Who can share a touchstone? Yes. Yeah.
All right, so even though you caught me buying this ring today, but it was really to commemorate this experience. So thank you, Marilyn, and your vision, because this is my happy place when I can talk to women leaders who are just amazing. And what I have found is even though we all have different positions, we're all very much alike in terms of trauma that we have suppressed. And for me and my gals who joined me on the Leap of Faith, that trauma all came bubbling out. But it was good, and I realized I need more events like this in my life, and I'm gonna, definitely tell my husband it's a non-negotiable. So there's that. Yeah, we have lots of those between us. But my touchstone is a cup of tea, because I was actually born in England. My dad is British, my mom's South African. So growing up, tea was very much, oh, have a cup of tea, dear, it's gonna be fine. And I'm like, Mom, I need antibiotics, I have strep throat. Like, Lipton tea is not going to cover that. However, now I'm, on my own, married, and have a little kiddo, and she's actually coming into town Wednesday. But I have just a box of Lipton tea, and if things are getting rough and I feel the pressure mounting, I can just make a tea. And it's a very ritual thing where it's skim milk. You cannot use half and half. It has to be Lipton tea I forgot to tell the table this, in an English mug. I have, yes, that has to all come out with the pottery and the teapots and the whatevers. But I will not drink that tea at my desk. I have to go to a place. And the warmth of the cup and the taste of Lipton tea, it does bring back a lot of really good memories, and it does help calm me down. Take about 10 minutes to drink that tea. So that's my touchstone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Okay, so we have about 6 minutes. So I think we should do our thing, and then we can come back to this. I love, if we have more time, we could hear more of these things, and I hope that you guys all share with each other the things that are those moments. So I think we're going to move on to not only blowing out the crap, but also breathing in. So then what can you fill up with joy?
And so why we want to actually tease these apart a little bit is because things that make us happy, that bring us joy, actually relieves what sometimes people refer to as happiness hormones. Have some of you heard about? Yeah. These make our bodies feel good. And so I think we really believe that both of these together makes a really hearty cocktail when you can relax your body physiologically and psychologically. You're going to calm yourself when you can then refuel it with a little bit of the happiness hormones. So a moment of reflection on something that brings you joy. Mine is that song, because I think of Chris Pratt, if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, doing his silly dance. It makes me laugh, and it gives me then endorphins.
Mine's kind of a little bit heavier, but I'm a person who has experienced some loss, and I have a hard time letting go of people that I love. And so I have this tattoo. This is for my beautiful girls in the world, and they are fledglings now, and I can't control everything and keep them safe in the way that I've always want to, and I know I need to let go. So I have this tattoo that sort of transformed that anxiety and stress into, when I look at it and I think of them as little birds out in the world, darting around, doing their thing, I'm just filled with joy that they're in their own world and in their space and doing their thing. So for me, that's my joy touchstone.
So we have a couple minutes for us to, again, at our table, to just share if there's something that you use as a touchstone to actually bring you joy, bring you happiness in that moment.
And it could be physical, it could be a mantra or a prayer, it could be, whatever, a memory even, something that you can access in the moment. We really want to end with that sense of joy and playfulness with our friend Bouncy. And this is a song about self-love and self-talk. And this song can be a touchstone. And this is Bouncy is leading this, and he's got his Bouncy buddies are his friends. So Bouncy helps them calm themselves and learn skills, and they also help Bouncy. And they're doing a little K-pop dance. So we do hope that you maybe step out of your chair and feel the music with Bouncy and maybe try to do some of the moves. I'm going to try to model some of the moves as they go. I'm not very good at it, but let's do it. Stand up. Let's have some joy, some fun joy. So
talk to yourself like you talk to a good friend. Talk with love. Talk with love. Say things that help, not hurt, to get through till the end.
I'll be okay. I'm not alone. I'll be calm. I can get help.
Talk with love. Talk to yourself like you talk to a good friend. Talk with love. 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 Now you do it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone, and remember to blow out the crap and breathe in the joy.